Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech. We're going to unbox and take a first look at the Samsung Galaxy S4 on Verizon. You can see the box is a little bit different. It's a faux wood trim, which is kind of odd that they would put this since it's not a real piece of wood, but maybe they're going for a more premium look. I'm not sure what that's all about, but let's get into the box itself and take a look at the phone. This comes in at $199 with a 2-year contract. Here's the phone itself. Pull this out of here. So this is the phone. We'll set that aside. See what we get in here. We have our get to know your phone, all the different literature, different languages, warranty information. Here we have a micro USB to USB. We have the typical Samsung charger, wall adapter to USB. And it looks like we get a pair of headphones with a bunch of different earbud adapters, if you can see that. And then we have the battery. So let's set all of this aside and take a closer look at the phone itself. Let's pull the battery out here. So here's the battery, here's the phone. Let's take all the coverings off of it. Now it does have kind of a plasticky, super light feel to it. The bezel's very thin, as you can see, for this really nice display. And I've seen the AT&T version and the display is phenomenal. Now that it's out on Verizon, that's great, especially if you have Verizon. Definitely is a phone to take a look at for sure. So the phone itself has a quad-core 1.9 gigahertz processor, so incredibly fast, 2 gigs of RAM, a 5-inch 1080p screen with a 441 pixel per inch count, which is incredibly high, higher than anything else on the market. This particular phone has 16 gigs of internal storage, and then if we pop the back off here, looks like we've got a spot here. We have room for a micro SD card up to 64 gigabytes, and then our SIM card slot. Let's pop the SIM card in here. Pop the battery in. Now this is a 2600 milliamp hour battery, very big battery. And then this is just a really flimsy plastic, just like the S3. And some people think that's fine, others don't like it. I tend to think it's not a bad thing. It doesn't show scratches, and it kind of has this interesting, almost carbon fiber look to it. You can see that under the light there. There's kind of a carbon fiber look to it. It's not real, but it's pretty nice. The back camera is a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash. You can see there's a speaker there. On this side we have a volume rocker. Again, on the front we have the display, a button or a home button, a 2 megapixel forward facing camera, and a bunch of different sensors. We have the power button here. On top we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, another microphone, and on the bottom we have our micro USB for charging and another microphone. Let's turn it on here. So incredibly high spec phone, beats pretty much anything out there. It also has a really nice GPU, an Adreno 320 GPU. And it's booting up. It comes with Android 4.2. Hit next. Now while this is activating, let me compare it with a couple of other phones. So here is the very small now iPhone 5, and here is the Galaxy S3. They look extremely similar, but there are a couple differences. This has a bigger screen on the S4, and the S4 is a little more squared off than the S3. A lot nicer specs and a bigger battery in the S4 though. The phone is activated. Hit next. And it's asking me if I want to sync contacts. And here we have our different things we can set up. We'll set up this later. And I do have a Google account. I'll set all of this up later so we can get right into the phone itself. And we'll leave the wizard. So here is TouchWiz. Now I'm not a huge fan of TouchWiz, but I do have to say that on this phone it looks phenomenal. Screen responsiveness is really nice. Let's see what apps we have pre-installed. So we have all of these different apps pre-installed: Chrome, Caller Name ID, all sorts of things. And I know this kind of can do anything you want as far as a phone goes. They kind of took the let's give them everything approach and let them use what they want. So the screen, I have to say, looks really nice. It's Corning Gorilla Glass 3, and it's super transparent, and the 1080p display is incredible. You can't see any pixels whatsoever, just like the Retina display and pretty much the Galaxy S3 as well. So looks really great. I'll use it for a while. Please let me know if you have any specific questions you're trying to find elsewhere. Oh, I did want to mention this is GSM Global as well, so it does have those antennas in it as well. And I'll be trying it with a different SIM card and see if it's unlocked in a different video. So if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.